Oh, we're Schooner and Hopp.
We are. We're those craft beer review guys that don't really review it that well, but here we are anyway, telling you about it.
Sure are. It's the Balter Hazy.
It is. You didn't ask for it.
We did.
Yeah, we asked for it.
We asked ourselves for it because mainly it was blowing up social media. And of course, Balter being such a good brewer, we were like, well, if they're doing a limited release, we need to get on that.
Obviously. They did really well in the Gabs.
So Balter, the XPA number 1, obviously. And IPA number 7.
2 core range beers in the top 10 is massive.
Yes.
And then releasing a limited release is also really good. So naturally, why not get it?
We've got it.
And pitched as a hazy IPA. We're both... Well, I'm a lover of bitter and fruity, so...
I'm a lover of fruity. I never thought I would be. And boy, do I love it.
The fruit smell is insane in this room right now.
Yeah, it's the best thing about this
room. Mango is all I can smell.
Yeah, it's 6%, 30 IBU. So as far as I guess IPA kind of goes, 30's not that crazy.
It's not high for an IPA.
No, but that's the haziness of it.
Yeah, really, it's focusing on that fruit bomb, which is where they've pitched it at. And I think is part of the reason why it's so polarizing with a lot of reviews from people on like Brisbane beer barons and just some stuff on Facebook. There's a lot of people just saying that it's kind of been overpromised, and I think I kind of get it because I've had Squid, I can't think of them, Mornington Peninsula Brewery. I had one of their hazies. It was basically like drinking a cup of juice that was also a beer. So, and I've seen a lot of people compare people trying to do a New England style hazy. And a lot of people seem to think that a lot of Australian brewers don't do them justice, but there are a few that do. So I guess some people that really want to have that hyper fruity New England hazy IPA don't feel like they get it from this. And from the one, supposedly one that's been recommended as a great brewer to try that kind of style, I get it. Like, I literally drank a cup of beery fruit juice.
Yeah.
This is full of mango flavor. That's the big one that pops through for me.
They give you 3...
Where is it? I think
orange, mango, and passion fruit. It's the first beer that has listed multiple fruits, and you can actually sit there and go, oh yeah, and leave, search for it. You can taste it, which really impressed me because a lot of other beers are like, oh, you get mango, you get citrus, and you get passion fruit. It's like, yeah, I can taste the fruit. I can't tell you what ones they are,
but no, this is definitely big mango flavors popping through. That's the main one. And no one's really surprised by having a citrus flavor or a passion fruit flavor out of beer.
No, it's pretty standard.
Arguably not even surprised about mango. That's just the prominent flavor popping through.
Making it in the 500ml cans helped the price point for me.
Yes.
Like you would expect a limited release is going to be costing a bit more. That's totally cool. But the fact that they did it in 500ml cans, bigger cans, really makes
it feel like you're getting a better value as well. Because it sucks when you get a 4-pack of limited release and it's $3.75 cans and before you know it, they're done.
Yeah. It probably is the worst thing about, limited releases is when they're finished.
Yeah.
But I think this beer is definitely benefiting from the fact that it's a limited release. If they were to have just released this and be like, oh, hey, we have a core hazy, everyone would be like, oh, wicked.
They just got a really good brew team behind them.
Yeah, you know the quality's going to be there.
It's good.
So, yeah.
And sure, it's got a big juicy flavour, and it's not as juicy as some, but it's still far more juicier than others as well.
I think it's a good level of juicy.
It's good.
I like it. It's got, it's real fruit forward. It's refreshing as hell. You do get a hop bitterness, but unlike an IPA that would have that lasting forever,
it doesn't you get
more
long.
Fruit flavour coming in to just cut it right away.
I wish it was more bitter, but that's just me.
You wish every beer was more bitter.
That's true.
Yeah. I think this is pretty well near perfect the way it is.
And that's probably fair. We've had a few New England IPAs, and you kind of have said they're almost where you like it. So this is probably...
Yeah.
where you want a fruity IPA to be.
Definitely.
You want it to be
Yeah.
leaning towards that fruity
I don't
side.
think it'd be like I would probably still enjoy it if it didn't have that ending fruit coming in. Mm-hmm. I'd probably still be like, yeah, there is enough fruit at the beginning to balance real crazy hoppy bitter end for
Yes.
me, I reckon.
Yep.
But the fact that it's a hazy and they've got it coming in both ends is probably a good idea because it's not just a regular IPA. Mine is fifth. The top three is going to be really hard for anyone to break into currently, as far as my beer tastes are concerned. I had a toss-up between whether I thought this was better than the Black Ops Goat. I'm not going to say I think it's worse, but I just feel like the Goat's pretty damn good. It's also a limited release beer, actually.
Yes.
So I couldn't even have the argument of, oh, Goat's up there because it's around more.
It just...
Yeah. I don't...
Goat's probably just a little bit more memorable.
I just don't have a valid reason to put this above it, I think.
That's probably fair.
Like, to put it above you, I would need to be like, this is clearly why, and I don't have that. So, yeah, fifth, which is good.
And, like, once again, my beloved Beetlejuice has dropped a bit lower. And really, that's just because it's been so long that I remember the idea of the flavour, but not the actual flavour.
Are we finding a fault with limited releases?
Yes, that's the only fault with it. And we know we've at least got one more can of this to share.
Yes, we do.
So that's got that boosted. Honestly, I don't think too highly of this beer just because I feel like a small batch should be more breathtaking.
I'm much more into it than you are.
I know Balter, they've really just made a beer that could be a staple hazy IPA that they just keep releasing.
Yeah.
But it's not pushing, it's not pushing any boundaries of...
Do you think it's going to end up like that? Do you reckon this is like a testing phase?
It very well could be.
How good is it going to go? And it's
because
going
they've
pretty
kind of... all the can design is very similar to their double IPA, like yellow down below, except in the IPA, double IPA, they got just stripes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it looks like they've given that more thought than what they might have let on.
You'd like to think that every brewery is going to do a nice can design on a limited release, regardless. Yes. I mean, not every brewery is Black Ops and just has a simple design that they literally just put a sticker over.
Yeah.
Yeah. The design's not bad, Black Ops. I'm just saying, like, you've made it very easy for yourselves. Just
genius.
Yeah, it's actually pretty smart.
Cost effective. Yeah. Anyway, so for me, session abilities, it's at a 3. I feel that fruitiness would be too much without the pairing of anything overly bitter.
Keep tripping on
it's
gonna have to go up there.
So the bitterness, I've just given it a 3. It's just not very bitter. I was nearly even going to give it a 2.
I gave it a 4, but that was even before tasting it today. And I'll be honest, on my sit-through of tasting it prior to this, I wasn't really thinking that hard about the review. I was just really enjoying it. Yeah. So actually, I would agree. I would bring my bitterness down to a 3. I gave it a 4 for session ability. That's just my fruit. Loving me fruit.
It's just, I can tell that it's sitting where you want a beer to sit.
Yeah, it's pretty good. If I could have this on tap. Do they have it at the tap house?
I believe so.
I say that as if I'm going to make it in there. I'm not.
Yeah. Karumba's not a place to get to often, living 3 or 2.5 hours away from there.
Yeah.
Bitterness, a 3. Yeah. Aftertaste, I've just given it a 2 because the aftertaste is just some subtle fruitiness just lingering in my mouth, which for me isn't what I want.
What you want, no. Whereas I gave it a 4 because I do like the opening and ending being it's just a fruit sandwich. It's just hella fruit flavors, fruit aromas, and then in between you got that good bitterness that stops it from being too crazy fruity.
Yeah.
That works for me. So,
and I don't get that at all.
No.
And overall, I've just given it a 3 out of 5. It's a good beer. I'm still looking forward to sharing that last can. Yeah. It just really isn't anything special for me, which I kind of thought maybe it would be, given that I hold Balter with such high regards. Like the XPA's
and the amount that everyone was
incredible.
Pumping it. Everyone was just pumping this beer.
It's still getting daily posts.
Yeah, you could not go onto any beer page that we follow on Facebook or Instagram or whatever and not see this.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was trying it. There was even one dude that had I think he had the Balter IPA, and he just like got a permanent marker and just wrote Hazy. It was like, oh, jumping on the bandwagon. I gave it a 4. It's a pretty good beer for me. If you like fruit forward beers, this is definitely a great one to try. Even if you're not into IPAs, not as into IPAs as you could be, this is also a great beer to try.
It's definitely a good kind of introduction into that hazy, overly fruity. It said IPA, so I just expected maybe a bit more bitterness.
Yeah, see, and I just, the whole time leading up, I just read Balter Hazy, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think
you didn't pay much attention to the
didn't think
fact
anything
it was
about the IPA.
Fair
side
enough.
of it. So I guess, yeah, if you, I would agree with you if you rate it as an IPA. It maybe is a bit lacking, but that is probably also.
But where it lacks is where it is boosted. For
yeah,
you.
yeah. I was gonna say that's just the hazy style coming through. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this has been a review, which we're almost as polarized as the internet's.
Yeah. But ultimately, it's still a really good beer coming out of a really good brewer.
Yep.
So it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's still really good.
If you're into it, there you go.
It's still worth a try.
Definitely.
If you're a beer fan.
Yeah, I would. Yep. Especially being a limited release. Balter, if you put this on your core range, I'll be a little disappointed.
Just like give us a bi-yearly release, or give Shane a bi-yearly release.
No, I don't need that. No, I'm okay with sticking to your guns and being like, this is a limited release, you're never getting it again. On principle.
Until like 2 years. 2 years.
Until your business is going under and you're like, oh, I gotta bring it back. Just like every movie company, reboot that favorite franchise.
Reboot that polarizing beer.
That's right.
All right, we've been Schooner and Hopp.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.